Welcome back to my channel, guys. This whole video is a voiceover because I do not have an intro or outro, but let's go ahead and get started with the video. To get started, I went in with this really mauve light shade all over my crease, and I used that as my very first transition shade. Alright, for the next shade I went into the Zulu palette by Juvia's Place, and I placed this shade right under the first transition shade. This shade, you really want to focus it under the first transition shade and make sure this is well blended into your crease. This is going to be the overall shade that's going to make everything look nice and blended. And you always want to go back in with that first brush you used for the first shade and blend everything in together. For my next shade, I went ahead and went into the Take Me Back to Brazil palette, and I got that really dark purple and just focus that more into my crease. You're just gonna go ahead and blend that in with the shade before it. It kind of is the same, but just a little bit darker. And for the next shade, I used this shade called Razy from ColourPop. I literally used all the shades of purple I had because I do not have a specific palette for my purple colors. But I went ahead and placed that all over my lid and blended it all out into the crease colors. The next shade I took was this black from the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I also put that all over my lid and into my crease as well, just to deepen up the look a little more. The very last shade I used was this purple shade from Shayla's Perception palette, and I placed that all over my lid. After that, I went ahead and did my lashes, and I used the Makeup Shack Dubai lashes with some Kiss adhesive lash glue. So now moving on to the face, I went ahead and used my NARS Radiant Creamy Foundation. I placed that all over my skin, and I went ahead and blended it in with my beauty blender. I used the Sonia Kashia beauty blender. This is one of the best beauty blenders I've ever used, and I got this one at Target for like $10. After that, I went ahead and concealed. I used my Born This Way Too Faced concealer, and I placed that under my eyes and on all the high points of my face. To set that in place, I used my Airspun translucent powder. I placed that under my eyes and also on the bridge of my nose. Moving on to bronzer, I went ahead and used my Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula, and I placed that on the outer perimeter of my face. To add a little bit of color to my cheeks, I used this LA Colors blush, and I placed it on the apples of my cheeks. For my lower lash line, I went ahead and did the exact same thing I did on my eyes, and I followed it up with some black eyeliner and mascara. And to set everything in place, I use my Mario Badescu Lavender Setting Spray. And for my highlight, I used my Milani highlight in the shade Strobe Light and placed it on the high points of my face, also in my inner corner and my brow bone. And last, for the lips, I used this NYX Straddle lipstick in the shade Kiss the Dust. For the center of the lips, I used my Dose of Colors lipstick in the shade More Creamer Please. To top it off, I used this glittery lip gloss from Dose of Colors, and I also used Butterscotch in the center to lighten everything up. So that wraps it up for this video. I will be doing more of a talk through kind of thing in my next video, but make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already and like this video, and I will see you guys in my next one.